Hello everyone, you are watching GED's tutorials and today we are going to learn how to deploy our application on an on-premise instance using CodeDeploy. So the first thing that we need to understand over here is to create an IAM user for the on-premise instance. As you can see, there are several ways, basically speaking, to deploy, but we are using a method that uses IAM user ARN. Okay, so let's get started. And it is mostly practiced for lesser number of instances as compared to and other different methods are used for large number of instances. So in this case, we'll be just kind of creating an IAM user. Okay, now go within the users, add users. We'll be creating a user with the name of CodeDeploy user on-prem. Okay, which is already mentioned over there. So we'll be using access key and we'll be attaching policies like S3 because we'll be fetching our revision from S3. So we need not full access is not required. Only the read-only access is sufficient for it. Yeah. The key name will be name code deploys environment development. So yeah, we are good with this. Now we are going to create a user and we need to download this. Okay. Again, we'll go to the steps. The next step is to assign the permissions, which we have already done. Let's move to step 3, which is to get the IAM user credentials. This one is also what we have already downloaded. Step 4 is to add a configuration file to the on-premises instance. Before that, we'll have to create a sample instance. Okay, now since this one is terminated, we'll be creating one on-premise instance. Okay, within this, we'll be selecting. Also select the security group. I'll be selecting Launch Wizard 4 and hence we are done with this. Okay. Now you can see that we'll only keep the running instances visible over here. Okay. So let's wait for the on-premise instance to start running. Yeah. So what we have to do in this case is that we'll have to add this particular file and add all the details related to access key ID, secret access ID, IAM user ARN as well as the region within the game. So just would like to refresh it. Yeah, now our on-premise is also running. So we'll connect to it. How can we connect it? We can directly also connect it via putty also. I have directly connected it. Yeah. Now in this case, we'll have to create this particular folder and within that folder I will be adding the particular file. Okay, mkdir. We'll use sudo since I'm not a root user. Paste. No such file. Cannot create directory. Okay, let's check if it is. Yeah, we've got etc. Then we'll be creating sudo mkdir. Okay, now we can go into that deploy agent, and now again we'll be creating one more folder whose name is conf mkdir. Okay, and now within this we'll be adding this particular this file. Okay, okay. Now we'll be adding those details one by one into this. Okay, I am basically using the region as US East 1. Considering about ARN, I have already created a user, right? So I'll go to that IAM section. Within the users, code deploy user on-prem. And remember to use one user for one on-prem instance. Okay, that is how it works. Now we'll be adding secret access key as well as access key. Okay, we have got this over here. So this is access key, controls paste. Okay, and for the secret access key, we're pasting it over here. Okay, so we are finally done using these. Sorry, adding them. Okay, I'll just copy this. Is giving some issues, I guess, because maybe I didn't use sudo, so I had to use it. Maybe it will work now. Okay, so we are done creating this file and adding the details as well. Also, we now have to add the configure AWS. Since it is AWS Linux, we are as an operating system, it won't require them. It won't require to install AWS CLI for it. Okay. Now again, I will be using access key ID. We'll say paste. Region name is US East 1 and output format will be JSON. So I have successfully created it, configured AWS and also created the required file placed in that particular path. Now the step 5 is to install. Yeah, I've done that. Okay. I don't have to do this since it is already done using that particular file. Install the code deploy agent. Now for installation of code deploy agent, I have got these commands I would say, which I'll be using to install code deploy. Paste. Just installing, okay. Cannot write to install. Okay, we'll have to use sudo for that as well, I guess. Okay, we'll also have to use sudo for this time as well. Sudo install auto. And then after that, this particular command. Now that we can see that code deploy agent got successfully installed on our on-premise instance. Now register the on-premise instances with code deploy. Now we have to install that register, sorry. So after the installation of code deploy agent, we have to register the on-premise instance with code deploy. And for that, we'll be using this particular okay. I've opened this too. You can see over here that we need to replace this ARN of our user. Okay. Okay. Now in this case, we'll be running that particular in this. Okay. Hope so it got this thing right. You can go in this particular where in the code deploy within the code deploy you will observe that we have added those changes. Yeah, it got registered in here. on-premise instances. You can see that it successfully got registered over here. Okay. Then after that, we need to add tag to the on-premise instances. So for that, we'll go into that instance. Within that, we'll be editing by adding the environment to be development. Okay, submit. That's what we are done with. And then after that, we'll have to create a deployment. Can go over here. After adding the tags, now we have to deploy the application revisions on to the on-premise instances. So how can we do that? We'll first of all go into the applications. Within the applications, we'll create a deployment group, which will be for my deployment group for on-premise instances. Okay, we have got a service role, and for this, we'll be selecting on-premise, where we'll be entering the environment to be development. Okay, install. Do we need nodes? We won't be making use of load balancer. Create deployment group, and now we can start creating a deployment where we'll be using this particular revision and create deployment. Now let's see if it works. It is already got created. Now you can see that it successfully got deployed. So this is the way that you can make use of it. Is one of these, and this method is particularly used for lesser number of instances, whereas for greater number we generally make use of IAM session ARN. So hope you liked the video, hope it helped you understand this concept in a better way. So if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe this channel, and also press that bell button icon so that you can view all the latest videos right here. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye bye.